Hello, Taurus, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future. There's no real timestamp on these readings. My intention is that these messages be delivered whenever they need to be heard by whoever they need to be heard by. As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the oracle cards and clarified those. I have the overall energy for the reading and the tarot deck that we'll be jumping into already shuffled, as well as the decks I'll be using in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Another thing I want to mention is that I have added an additional I've added something to my channel that I'm going to talk about for those who are returning viewers to my channel. So at the end of this reading, before we hop on over to the extended, I'm going to be making some sort of an announcement. It's not really that big of a deal, but stick around if you are interested, just so you guys can be aware of that. All right. This is about I can't figure out if this is about a relationship with someone else or about a relationship with yourself. I pull these messages, these cards ahead of time, but I don't start channeling until I start the reading. And so when I first pulled the cards, just kind of looking at them, I thought this was going to be about a relationship with someone else. But the more that I'm kind of feeling this energy, this feels a lot about your relationship with yourself, which could be reflected through a relationship with someone else. Because in your recent past, you have courage with the Two of Cups. So to me, this is about you taking some sort of courageous action, either toward or away from something. Either way, it's almost like you took some sort of action that aligned with your worth. Like this almost feels like in your recent past, this was you standing up for your worth, because your current energy you have here is home with the Chariot card. So to me, in your current energy, you are making your way towards, when we talk about home, it's the home that our soul finds, and we obviously find that within, and that gets reflected in our current circumstances. But the way that I'm seeing this is whatever action you took in your recent past is moving you toward essentially where you want to be. So it's interesting here because then the overall energy for the reading is partnership with strength. And so, again, I don't know if this is about a specific partnership or if this is talking about your relationship with yourself. I feel like it's both. But I also feel like the emphasis is more on your relationship with yourself, because with the strength card here, this feels like it's almost like you found like some sort of newfound strength that you've kind of recently come into, especially in your recent past. Like this strength and this courage card are kind of going hand in hand for me, because then in your immediate future, you have protection with the Eight of Wands in reverse. So what this is saying to me is that the path that you are currently on now is protected. It's almost like you changed course in some way, shape, or form, and now your path is the current path you're on is protected. I feel like the path that you were on wasn't really what aligned with your soul, but you took some sort of action to a different path, some sort of relationship or career change or something. That's why I feel like it could be a relationship with yourself too. Which is, it's like now you're on the right track. Like I feel like this is like basically saying that now you're on the right track. But let's start by looking, Taurus, at your recent past, clarifying this courage with the Two of Cups. Recent past for Taurus, clarifying courage with the Two of Cups. Because to me, this feels like coming back to yourself, coming back to your soul in a way. Because, yeah, there's the Emperor, some sort of action that was taken. Okay, I want clarity on this Emperor. You had the King of Swords in reverse on the bottom of the deck. Clarity on this Emperor. There's some action that you took. Something that, it's like the divine masculine aspect of you. Yeah, to some sort of new beginning. The Fool and then the Seven of Pentacles. So you took action towards some sort of new beginning here. That's exactly what I was feeling. So that's pretty cool. But it has to do with something that you're investing in. And I feel like you went from investing in one thing to investing in something new. This is something new that you took action toward. It's come with a lot of fear. But that fear has been, that's why you have the courage card. It's almost like this courageous move you made. Of course you're going to experience fear because you took a leap of faith of some sort. You're currently taking a leap of faith. Yeah, there's the Ten of Pentacles. So it's almost like now you're investing in the right thing. Like you weren't before, but now you are. Okay. All right. Let's get more for Taurus's recent past. So that was the first message. Recent past for Taurus. Another message, second message for Taurus's recent past, please. The Two of Pentacles with the Tower in reverse and the Seven of Wands. See, this King of Swords in reverse that came up that I didn't take because I wanted clarity. It's almost like you've been facing a lot recently, especially in your recent past, that you were avoiding for a long time. Like the change that you made was like a long time coming. And you knew it. Like you knew it for a while. You knew a change needed to happen. You knew you needed to take action. You knew you needed to do something about it. And so you did. And it's almost like it kind of brought things into balance. It balanced out. It's almost like you knew for a long time within that you were investing in something that wasn't right for you. And you took the courageous leap either away from it or towards something else. Or both. Away from something and towards something, or just away from something or towards something. Recent past for Taurus, please. It's like you stood up for yourself. Yeah, you stood up for your worth. But then where is this partnership coming from? Okay, hang on. Recent past for Taurus. Okay. So there's the Fool and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse with the Nine of Wands in reverse. So you have been hitting a lot of obstacles with whatever it is that you chose to start investing in here with this leap of faith. And you're kind of facing a lot of doubt. You're facing some doubt that you aren't investing in the right thing for you, or that you're like fear of failure or fear of failure. That's what this feels like fear of failure. And so that could be coming up, like you're having to face that through obstacles. You know, if you've started a new career, you're not experiencing the success that you wanted as quickly, or if you started a new relationship, you're experiencing some triggers from past relationships. Like it's almost like if you're facing any obstacles, it's happening for a reason. It's happening because you need to face them. There's the Lovers. This and this partnership energy have or the partnership card have very similar energy. Ooh. Okay, I wanna actually clarify this specific what's going on over here. So we know that you've been facing some self-doubt, but some doubt that you're gonna get to where you're trying to go. Some doubt in your ultimately it's your path, because you're moving forward on the right path. Like to me, this home card is kind of like you're in alignment now. Like you weren't before, but you are now. Look, and there's the Two of Cups. Okay, so hang on. I want to clarify this partnership and strength card. What is this message saying? Oh, so what's happening is the reason this was such a courageous move is because you're having to really rely on yourself more than you ever have. So this feels like something like starting a new business for yourself, like leaving a secure 9 to 5 and starting a new business. And it doesn't need to be like you fully left it. There could be like moonlighting involved, meaning staying at one and starting kind of another, like starting that business. Or this is really leaving a relationship that didn't serve you, and now you're kind of on your own, you're single. Like you're having to rely on your own more than you ever have. Maybe not more than you ever have, but you are having to rely on yourself a lot. That's why this does feel like this is talking about your relationship with yourself. But it's almost like if you're relying on yourself and you trust yourself and you can trust that you're on the right path, which let this reading be confirmation for you that you are, then you can know that you're going to be fine. The universe has your back, right? Especially if you're in alignment. Because whatever change you made was a change that you knew was needed to happen for a while. Let's look at your current energy. This is current energy for Taurus, clarifying home with the Chariot. Because whatever move you made, it took a lot of strength. I mean, it took a lot of courage. Current energy for Taurus, clarifying home with the Chariot. And now you're moving in the right direction. Now, I'm a firm believer, really quick, because I feel like this needs to come through, kind of a channel message here, that, I don't really believe there's a wrong direction. Like, yes, obviously we can head down a not so great path, but I feel like every path we take is trying to lead us to our aligned path, right? So don't think of it as you were doing something you shouldn't have. It feels like you needed to be down a certain path to realize maybe that wasn't the right path for you. Okay, current energy for Taurus. Page of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. This is still alluding to your past a little bit. Because it feels like, because this Three of Pentacles, this is still kind of talking about partnership. And there's the strength, but you have it in reverse. So you're lacking some confidence right now. You're lacking some confidence in your path. You're lacking some confidence in the decision you made. And that's okay. That comes with the territory of making courageous decisions. If you don't doubt yourself, you're never going to find that faith in yourself, right? You have to experience. And that was one of the biggest things that I realized about spirituality and having faith in the universe. If you don't doubt your faith in the universe, is it actually really faith? If you don't build your faith and you just have like blind faith without having to build it, is that really having faith, or is that just kind of, hoping for the best? It feels like whatever situation this is talking about, and you could have been dealing with if this is talking about a specific relationship, you could have been dealing with a water sign. Does not need to be the case whatsoever. But that would be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Because I feel like and honestly, in my readings, I do try to read more, less circumstance and more your relationship with yourself, because I feel like, everything that happens in our reality is a reflection of us, is a reflection of our beliefs and our relationship with ourselves. So at the end of the day, it could be both. But you were getting signs for a while that whatever move you made was the right move. So I feel like the biggest thing right now is to realize if you were led here, which you very obviously were, then you can have faith in the outcome. But it feels like you're lacking faith in the outcome, that you're ever going to get to where you're trying to go. If you lost a relationship, or you left a relationship, or walked away from someone, or started a new business, or whatever the case is, whatever you were guided towards, you took divinely guided action. And it feels like now is a time to tap into that realization that when we take divinely guided action, we don't have anything to fear, because everything will always work out in the end. Now, you might be facing a lot of obstacles that make it feel that they're poking at your sense of doubt or your sense of fear of failure, or whatever the case is. But that's okay. Now, I want to know what this King of Cups is talking about. What is this King of Cups saying? Because this doesn't necessarily feel like your energy. Clarifying this King of Cups, or, clarifying this King of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles. See, there you are. Whether you're male or female, again. And it's interesting because both your masculine and your feminine energy has come out in this reading so far. So this does feel like you could have, I mean, if I'm reading it very surface level, you could have experienced some betrayal by a King of Cups. Okay. Or the way that I'm reading this, I mean, that was interesting because that just like fell out right there. Because it feels like you experienced this. But it's almost like this feels too, because now that I've seen your feminine and your masculine energy, that really does feel like finding that relationship with yourself first. Like coming back to yourself, right? Finding that balance. This is interesting. Okay, I want more of this King of Cups. I'm getting a little nosy. I know I am, but clarifying this King of Cups. Who is this King of Cups? Who is this King of Cups? Who is this King of Cups here? The Empress in reverse. Oh, okay. So, whatever situation that you were investing in was you not choosing you not putting yourself first, you not putting your needs, your desires, your worth first. And so it's interesting because it's like whoever this King of Cups is, whatever that entails, and this, like, the reason I'm confused by this King of Cups energy is this doesn't feel like it's necessarily just a person. Like, this could be like a situation that, I don't know, like was like just emotionally taxing in general. Like, it doesn't need to be a person that was. Because you found the courage to walk away from something here, or to leave something behind, or to let it go, or to maybe you haven't fully made the decision, right? That's okay. But you know that something needs to happen. You know that something needs to change. And the biggest thing to realize is the situation that you left, or that you had the courage to, whatever the case is for you. It's a general reading. It had to happen because you weren't choosing yourself here. So it's almost like realizing that you didn't need, or you don't need someone. You are better off relying on yourself. Now, that does not mean that you are better off alone and that you are going to end up alone. That's not what I'm talking about. But it almost feels like this realization, or this situation that basically is saying your relationship with yourself should be your priority, and you will always take care of you. Like, I don't know, it's like the coming home thing is really standing out for me. Like, it feels like coming home. Current energy, Knight of Wands, that's upright. Just intuitively, that feels upright. There's the Ace of Wands. So this was an action. You took a leap. You are currently, it's almost like you have either made the decision to take a leap of faith, because this to me, it kind of feels like, yeah, like leap of faith, like action outside your comfort zone. And then the Ace of Wands kind of being action. But this also feels like this could be towards something you're passionate about. So take it as resonates. But the Seven of Cups in reverse to me is like you're coming to the decision. And even if you already did make the decision, it's almost like this is about making peace with your decision and realizing that it really was the right thing for you to do. That because you're on the right path now. You're on the right path now. Now, again, not that I don't believe there's like a right or a wrong path to get to where you're trying to go, but you're in alignment now. Like, okay, current energy here for Taurus. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to still experience anxiety and confusion and all of that stuff, but okay, sorry, I got sidetracked. Nine of Pentacles in reverse with the Hangman. And the Strength again. So whatever you, okay, I want to clarify this Nine of Pentacles. I think I know what it's saying, but I want to make sure. Clarifying that, because it seems a little odd for that card to be used as the message that, clarifying the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Ooh, that just slammed down. Clarifying the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, yeah. So that's not what it was kind of saying that. Okay. Sorry, talking to myself. The reason that you invested in what you did for as long as you did was because you ultimately, so you have the Hierophant in reverse and the Justice in reverse, is because you ultimately doubted that what you ultimately want, what you're deserving of, what you're capable of even, wasn't possible. That's where this courage card comes in. And the biggest reason why is because you're going to have to rely on yourself more than you ever have. Or you are having to rely on yourself more than you ever have. And not just rely on yourself, but trust yourself. And that's the scariest aspect of this. All right, immediate future for Taurus, please. Clarifying protection with the 8 of Wands in reverse. Immediate future for Taurus. See, I feel like you've already made this decision, but I'm not sure. Immediate future for Taurus, please. The Devil in reverse. Ah, with the 4 of Wands in reverse. See, here's the thing. Because there's the Tower in reverse. This was talking about you were avoiding a decision for a long time that you knew you needed to make. But your immediate future, it was almost like you were okay with, I feel like there was mistreatment. There doesn't have to be, but mistreatment, or just feeling like unfulfilled, or feeling like you weren't fully happy, or you weren't in a situation that aligned with your soul, like ultimately at the end of the day. It was something you were avoiding for a long time, but it's almost like there was this attachment to whatever you were experiencing because it brought you, or to whatever you were investing in, because it brought you a false sense of security. Because remember, this world, our security doesn't really exist in the material world. Now, yes, it does when we are focused on the material world, but ultimately we create our security within that's reflected without. If we have faith that what we're pursuing is meant for us, that will be reflected without, and we will have everything we're needing provided to us, right? The universe always having our back, the protection. That's what this is saying. Your immediate future is realizing, or starting to come to terms with, or starting to really truly try to switch your mindset to say, my path is protected. I'm on the right path. I'm taking the right steps. Having a little bit more faith in yourself and in the universe, and releasing your attachment to what was so that you can make room for what's supposed to be. Immediate future for Taurus, please. The 10 of Cups. I mean, now we saw the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. So this is almost like it's saying you are, yeah. So I never noticed this before. In the back of this card, there's a rainbow here. And for some reason it's really standing out for me right now. And it's almost like the rainbow after the storm. Like the rewards, the pot of gold at the end of the, rainbow, or whatever you want to say. It's almost like you can expect that now that you're in alignment. Immediate future for Taurus, please. Immediate future for Taurus, please. Ooh. The Temperance in reverse with the 9 of Swords. Okay. The only reason, and this is what you're trying to switch, because remember, your perception's your reality. And a lot of times we put ourselves through so much emotional and mental turmoil because of what we create in our own mind. And this feels like learning not to create so much mental and emotional turmoil. Because look at this. I really like the Nine of Swords in this deck. Oh my goodness. Because you can see that, like, I'm trying to find where there's no reflection. You can see that the things that she's worried about, it's almost like they're ghosts. Like, they're not real. They don't really exist. Now, that doesn't mean that your fear of the future, your anxiety about what's to come, it doesn't mean that it's not valid. Of course it's valid. But you only have anxiety about what's to come and about your path and about whether or not you're going to be successful or whether or not you're going to get to where you're trying to go, because it hasn't happened yet. And it's almost like that ultimately comes down to realizing that try your best to internalize that your path is protected and that you're in alignment now. You walked away from what didn't serve you. You're taking steps toward what does, and you're in alignment now with what you're trying to create. And so you can have faith in the outcome without being attached to it. That's your ultimate goal here. Have faith in the outcome without being attached to it, because it's almost like your outcome is guaranteed, but when it's going to happen and how it's going to happen and how, again, how long it's going to take and what it's going to look like when it arrives, none of that is guaranteed. So this is about, joyously, trusting the process, the creation process, investing in what makes you feel good about yourself, choosing yourself in every single situation. And you will find that through doing that, you are actively creating the reality that you want. All right, we're going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to clarify these messages, try to get a little bit more specific, pull some advice, and then I have an actual advice card to pull from Spirit at the end. The announcement that I wanted to make was that, every single extended reading on my channel from about a month ago forward is $5. And that's going to continue from this point for, I'm not sure how long. I don't expect me to ever raise the price. But some of you guys are buying, 5, 6, 7 readings a month. And I don't want you spending that much money on my channel, especially if you're doing it for multiple months in a row. And so I started a Patreon account where you can pay $10 a month, and it gives you access to every single extended reading on my channel from this reading or from this week forward. So any reading, and not just one zodiac sign, like any zodiac sign on my channel, any extended reading moving forward. I eventually want to add some exclusive content, which is going to be, talking about some shadow work, twin flame journeys, just whatever kind of I feel called to do. I don't really feel like it's time for that yet, so I'm just kind of sticking to this right now. But the link for that is going to be in the description box below underneath. So it's going to have the usual extended reading link, and then under that it'll be like Patreon subscribers and non-Patreon subscribers. Click on the Patreon subscribers link and it'll give you the option to subscribe to that. And then, like I said, it's only $10 a month, and I will upload every single extended reading to there, so you'll have access to it for every zodiac sign. The one thing I do want to mention, I didn't know that this was going to be a thing until I started it, and I'm kind of frustrated about it, but I don't know of a better platform, is that every single time I upload a reading, which is going to be 2 to 3 times a day, there's an email that gets sent to the patrons, to the subscribers of my account. So my recommendation is that as soon as you get the first one, scroll to the bottom of the email, and it's really easy unsubscribe process so that you don't get an email every single time I'm uploading a video, because that just gets annoying. But that's something I'm rolling out. If you're not interested, that's totally fine. Just trying to make your guys' life a little bit easier so that you're not spending so much money on my readings. Thank you guys so much, as always, for the support of my channel. I know I say it every single week, but it does really, truly mean the absolute world to me. I hope that this reading helped and resonated in a way that you are needing today. And as always, I wish you absolutely nothing but love and healing on your journey. Bye, Taurus.